Okay, this is Lake Seminole tournament, online tournament. Let's go. Now, this is round 3, attempt 1. So I've taken my first 2 attempts. Now it's round 3. And there's only 4 rounds. I've taken my first 2 rounds. And you see, I am there in 7th right now. But I did have a 70, I'm torch. I had a 74-12, which is excellent. But then I had a 67-6. And I made some changes, and I think I'll be having a pretty good... I found a new spot. So come along with me on this little online tournament adventure. And I'm going to try my new spot and my new stop and go retrieve. Now, I have never used stop and go before, but I was having a lot of trouble during the tournament catching big fish sometimes. So I switched over to stop and go, and I've been doing much better. It seems like when you use constant, sometimes you can miss a lot of big fish. Like, it's okay in free fishing, but in the tournament, sometimes constant does not work. And I'll show you how I use stop and go to catch the big fish when the bite is tough. Alright, so I'll show you both hot spots during this attempt 1. Just make a right in the air and go all the way to the end. You can catch some big fish in here though. Right in there. This little island right here, this southern point, is my new hotspot. I'm going to use both my hotspots. So I guess I'll start out with Janko Holistic Swim Bait. Now this is how I've been retrieving. 1 and 2 and 3 and stop in. 1 and 2 and 3 and go in. 1 and 2 and 3 and stop in. 1 and 2 and 3 and go in. So it's kind of a slow retrieve. But stop and go will work when constant will not, guys. So I say really learn how to use stop and go, because when the bite is really tough, it will work. When constant will not work. And it won't. During some of the tournament, it seems like constant is set to not work as well as either twitch or stop and go. You can see all the big fish in here. This is my new tournament spot, one of them. And it's good for 15s and 14s. It's a really good spot, this. All right, now I think I do see a really super giant bass in here. So let's go for it. There it is. I don't know how big this is. In the water, under the water, it looked enormous. I don't think it's really that big, though. Well, maybe. No. No.
The green beast from beneath.
Not even a 14, guys. About a 10-pounder here. He's not very big either.
You have caught an absolutely drilled driller.
Got to go for the 14s, 15s, and 16s. Oh, this one might be big. It looked massive. But it might not be. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. It did look very big. I don't know. Yeah, I think this one could be large. Can't really tell. Yeah. Not bad. Almost 15, guys.
Solid keeper. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
That's not awful. 14, 13's a big fish. Now I'm thinking of moving to my main hotspot. Yeah, it's starting to look a little scarce. So I'm going to move now to my main hotspot. I'll show you where that is. It's just to the right. It's this spot right here on the very end of this peninsula. You see on my map where I am? And I'll show you how I set up to get the biggest fish. You set up on the right of this tree, and you fish on the right side of this point, like so. And you'll get giant largemouth. And all manner of other species.
There could be Bassmaster Fishing.
I just medium pitch. And I think you should use both spots to maximize your bag. Yeah, I've already got like a 14 and almost a 15 from that other, my new spot. So I don't have to just depend on this spot anymore. All right, I'm going to move in a little tighter. Usually I like to get pretty tight and get right on the bank. Sometimes the real large ones can be right on the bank there. All right, there appears to be a large one in here. I don't know how big he is, but he looks big. No, he doesn't want to bite. He's turning his nose up at me. Maybe I'll go with the tremor shad on a 4-hook. Try and snag him that way. Let's go to the tremor shad. See if we can get him. I do see another one back here. I'm gonna try and pick him up. He looks like he might even be the bigger of the two. Can't really tell. Having a hard time getting either of them to bite.
What in freak of nature?
No, I do not think this is my fish, no. I caught some other fish.
There has been a Bassmaster sighting.
See if I can snag one of these big ones if they're still in here. No, I had a good shot at both of them, but they kind of both turned their noses at me. Both big fish did. And I did not get either of them. For some reason. Maybe because I just kind of got two big fish. Yeah, I'll take this one. This is a giant. It looks enormous. This might be the one that I missed a couple times. And he bit that time with stop and go retrieve. He looks enormous. But try these spots out, guys, and you will not be disappointed. I guarantee it. And if you watch my other Seminole online tournament videos, you will not see this spot. I just found this. I mean, you won't see the last spot. I just found that spot, like, a couple days ago. Wow!
That one. But it's a solid keeper. Cha-ching.
That turns my 14 into a 15. That's a really big fish, guys. Really big. That's the biggest possible trophy bass that you can get. So don't neglect stop and go. Use stop and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and stop. 1 and 2 and 3 and go. And 1. Oh, I can't really show you now. One and 2 and 3 and stop and 1 and 2 and 3 and go and you see that stop and go will come up on your meter. 1 and 2 and 3 and stop and 1 and 2 and 3 and go and 1 and 2 and 3 and stop and 1 and 2 and 3 and go and just kind of a slow sinking. That's like a finesse tactic. It's like a slow tactic. No, it's not the fish I wanted. I didn't want a gar. That bass looked like he might have had a little size. I don't know. Let's try to weigh him. So now, because of that 16 pounder, I have the equivalent of 3 15 pounders. So the computer might not give me much for the next 30 minutes. I'm not really sure. All right, I'm going to make one more cast and then go check the previous spot for super giants. Well, there are a lot of bass here, so maybe I'll give it a few more casts. Looks like a couple bass just showed up. And when that happens, sometimes a really big one can turn up. And I know this spot is good for like multiple 15s and 16s.
You gotta have a few competitors trembling with that tilt.
Sometimes you can intercept a real big one. If you kind of pitch way down here on the side. Oh, yeah, there's a big one. Yeah, there's a large one over here. I just don't know how big he is. There he is. That looks like a big one. I can't really tell if it's like a 15 or a 10. Sometimes you just can't really tell. They look alike. You know, the 10s look huge and the 15s look, they both look huge. So, but I know this spot is capable of 5 or 6 giants in an hour. Yeah, this one can't even jump. It can only hop. So I'm thinking the chance is good. It's over 12 pounds. Yes.
Set any records with that
So
one.
now I have the equivalent of
Solid keeper.
3 15s and a 14-8, which is excellent. That is excellent. Okay, this could be another big one, guys. It could be. It could. Oh, yes. This could be a real big one. So try these spots out for Seminole, guys. If you stop and go, at least, you will not be disappointed. If this is like a 14 or a 15, I will improve from 66.13 considerably. I can't really tell. Wow.
What do you got?
I have the equivalent of 5 15s, guys. Probably over that. 74.8 so far. Wow. Guys, that is absolutely phenomenal. So far, I have almost a 75-pound round. But when the bite gets really tough and the fish are not, the really big fish are turning their nose up at you and not biting, try stop and go. Stop and go really works sometimes. But now I really need like a 15 or a 16 to improve. I think I need over a 16 pounder to improve. No, a 15. So like a 15 plus would really improve me right now.
What a thin freak of nature.
There's a big one in there, guys. There's a really big one in there. Big brown bass. Not this one. It's another one. And I really need to try and catch it.
It's Chubasa.
But don't give up on Seminole, guys. It's awesome. Like once you got the spots, and they're hard to find. They hid these spots about as well as they could. It took me like 50 to 70 hours to find these spots. But I finally did. I have caught foxtrot in this spot, and I've seen ranger.
Somebody caught a toad.
Okay, there's some more big bass in here, guys. I don't think this one is gigantic. So I'm going to really force them in pretty quick, because I think I do see a big one in there. No, he's jumping. He'll be around 10 pounds. Get in here.
Fatty Wagon, give that hog a bone.
I don't see that big one in here anymore. Well, whatever it is, it's got a heartbeat. Oh, it's a gar. It's a gar. Get out of here. All right, I think I see a big one. Back here. Wow, guys. This is Woodruff. This is a legendary largemouth bass. This is Woodruff. It's listed as Ranger, then Woodruff, then Juno. But Woodruff and Juno are the exact same size. It just sounds like Woodruff is a male and Juno is kind of a female name. Guys, this is the first time I've ever caught a legendary largemouth bass right in the middle of the tournament. So I hope you watch to this point in the video because it's a little treat in here for you. It's Woodruff, folks. He's 16 pounds, 5 ounces, guys. This is officially the best round I have ever had in any tournament that I've ever played. Check him out, guys. Woodruff. The second on the list. Second largest.
Boom, shakalaka.
He's worth 6,600. How about that, guys? Pretty awesome, huh? Pretty awesome. I am having the time of my life. You can be sure. Well, I'm glad I didn't move out of this spot, guys. That gives me a 77.3 for catching Woodruff. Guys, I can hardly improve at all. I can hardly improve. I need like another 16 to improve. I cannot believe that just happened. I caught Woodruff in round 3 to give me a 77-pound round. Well, I'm not moving it. I know a spot where I might be able to get another 16. But guys, I'm not moving out of these spots. they've been like productive, so there's no reason to move, in my opinion, out of such productive spots. And we'll give this spot a shot, and hopefully it'll yield a 16. Yeah, I think I do see some very large bass in here. But that could just be the camera playing tricks on me. Sometimes when the camera's close up to a fish, it looks gigantic and it's really not that big. And you might be wondering why I even left that last spot. It's because, guys, I honestly do not believe any more real giants are coming after that legendary. This is a giant, guys. Okay. I hooked up on this guy. He looks enormous, but he might be 14. You just don't know, you know? So I'm not going to get all excited. He could be 14. The chances that he's 15 or 16 are slim. But if he's over 15, I will probably improve. I might improve. Yes.
Not gonna set any records with that one.
I will probably improve, guys.
Cha-chunk, cha-ching.
Yes, a 78-pound round. I can hardly improve at all. But you see this spot here, it's capable of at least 15s and 14s. This spot here, don't sleep on this spot for Seminole. It's quite capable of being very kind to you in the way of super heavyweight giants. And it's so close to that legendary spot there that it's just indispensable. I mean, I used both here. You see how I did. 78.2 is almost impossible to improve unless I got another 16. And guys, honestly, I'm thinking about stopping the video. because I've done about as good as I can. And if this game crashes, like Bassmaster is known to do, I will lose my entire video.
But it's a solid keeper to chum.
So I think I will end the video here. The video is basically finished. You see how well you can do with these spots and with stop and go and these lures, sometimes on Seminole. And I thank you for watching, but if this game crashes, I will lose my whole video. And that happened during the first round. I had a 75-pound round. The game crashed and I lost my whole video. So in the interest of saving the video, I'm going to end it now. Thank you for watching.